In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven. He came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it.
Hold on, Clay. What version are you reading from? King James?
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
You want me to read a different one?
No.
Okay. And his countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him did the keepers shake, and became as dead men. An angel answered and said unto the women, Fear ye not, for I know that ye seek Jesus which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said, Come, see the place where, as he said, Come, see the place where the Lord lay. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead, and behold, he goeth before you into Galilee. There you shall see him. Lo, I have told you. And they quickly departed from the sepulchre with fear, great joy, and did run to bring his word to the disciples. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Jesus met them, saying, All hail. And they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him. Then said Jesus unto them, Be not afraid. Go tell my brethren that they go to Galilee, and there shall they see me. Now when they were going, behold, some of the watch came into the city and showed unto the chief priests all the things that were done. And when they were assembled with the elders and had taken counsel, they gave large money unto the soldiers, saying, Say ye, his disciples came by night and stole him away while we slept. And if this come to the governor's ears, we will persuade him in security. So they took the money and did as they were taught. This thing is commonly reported unto the Jews until this day. Among the Jews until this day. Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee to a mountain where Jesus had appointed them. When they had saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me into heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you even unto the end of the world. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. And, as you guys know, the other three gospels pretty much say the same thing. Essentially, the Lord is risen, with a couple of different little details there. They don't contradict, they just complement. Anything sticking out there before we get into the E's?
Well, yeah, I do got a question. That thing that I guess the soldiers said, the people that said that, hey, just tell them that, his disciples came and snatched, Jesus' body away. Is that, to the best of your knowledge, if there's still something that they believe in today?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I looked into this, and that was still the deal.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it is. I mean, today, I guess, but they have to come up with some reason as to why the disciples say Jesus is risen.
Right.
I would think they still believe that, but
ain't that something? God first said it, and they actually.
Well, and it's crazy because they saw a miracle happen. Now, I don't think they heard the whole conversation between Mary and the angels, but maybe they were just waking up, like slightly waking up, and they saw a glimpse and caught a little bit, because it does say here that where is it here? Saying, nope, 11. So let's see. When they were going, behold, some of the watch came into the city and showed unto the chief priests all the things that were done. So they may have seen a good bit of it,
right?
Or at the very least, after the angels came down, they fell as dead men. They probably woke up at the end of the conversation. That's how I envision. But we can't be dogmatic about it. But.
Well, even with that being said, even though they didn't hear, much of the dialogue that was happening, they had to have seen something, because weren't they on watch 24/7? The soldiers.
Yeah. Well, you remember in the beginning here, it says when the angels came down, the earthquake and the stone rolled away. Verse 3, their countenance was like lightning, and raiment white as snow. For fear of him, the keepers did shake, and he became as dead man. So they saw him. They saw the angel, at least one of them.
Right. Okay.
And then
they went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty crazy, and it's insane to me that I was telling the kids this like a month ago. We had a little Bible study about this. Like, you literally saw the most amazing thing you have ever seen in your life. I'm not talking about seeing Jesus rise from the dead, because they didn't see that, but they saw two angels fly down from heaven and land, and then rolled back the stone that probably took 5 or 6 men to close it. And you decide to come up with a lie?
That is the money, or just not to be killed or something.
They did that so they wouldn't be killed.
They did, but it's crazy, because you would think that you would just take a second and stop and think about what in the world you just saw.
Yeah,
like they might have did when they got by themselves.
But they took the money. Oh no, wait a minute. Maybe they. I mean, well, I guess they told the lie. They told the lie. They definitely did. Yeah, they did. Like you said, they weren't even trying to get paid. They just trying not to get killed.
Yep. So
I do got a question, hypothetically, real quick.
Good.
Do y'all think? Like, I see a lot of pictures with Jesus kind of standing at the foothold of the door. You know what I mean? The doorway of the tomb. You think Jesus? Not that it's important or not, but you think Jesus never walked out of the tomb per se, because he had this glorified body. So you think he just kind of went up in the air, just whenever he wanted to go, just sat there, because he's not. He doesn't have to go walk through a door and wait for it to open, or a tomb to wait for it to open. You know what I mean? You think that's what happened? Not that, of course, it matters.
No, I think Jesus was gone long before that moment.
Before that tomb opened?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's one thing unbelievers gotta tell unbelievers. The stone was not rolled away so that Jesus can come out. Mm-hmm. The stone was rolled away so that we can go in.
Right.
That's right.
That's it. There's, he was, to me, he was long gone before that, because he, I forget where, 2 Peter or somewhere, where it talks about where he was preaching to the dead souls, or he was doing something. I don't know if he was in hell, because I've heard that before.
Yeah, 3 days, right? But they say he was preaching to the prisoners or something like that.
Yeah,
the captives
to the prisoners. It doesn't say hell, but
it does.
That's the teaching that I've always heard, is that he was preaching
that's
to
what
the
I heard
prisoners.
too.
I just don't know if I have never done any homework on that, so I don't know if that's where he was or not.
Since we all that, what I always thought it was. I never thought it was hell. I thought it was just like a place where the David and the Abraham and everybody else was. You know what I mean? That wasn't fit for hell, so to speak, because righteous. God made him righteous. Especially Abraham. But I don't know where that place was either. With all that being said, I don't know.
Well, remember that place was like Abraham's bosom is where the rich man was. Remember?
Right. Yeah, Lazarus. Right. No, rich man.
Or Lazarus. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lazarus, not the rich man.
Lazarus.
So it was Abraham's bosom. And then after Abraham's bosom, Jesus, when he was on the cross, he looked at that thief and he said, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." So he didn't say you'll be with me in Abraham's bosom.
Right.
He said you'll be with me in paradise. So I happen to think that everybody who died before Christ died, they all went to Abraham's bosom, right? To be wherever Abraham was, and Abraham was wherever God was. So to me, even though they're different places, they're still the same place to me because it's where God is. I don't care if I'm in hell. I can be in hell. If I'm with God, it's all good.
Yeah, they ain't got the truth. Yeah, because his presence is there. You right about that? I'll be present.
It's all good.
That's true.
Wherever that place is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Jesus was doing during those 3 days. I never dug into that.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. But they have not
But
yet.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if he would go and preach the gospel to like David and them, because I don't think they would be considered prisoners.
Well, my thing is, wouldn't they have to confess with their mouth and believe in their heart in order to be saved, just like we do in the New Testament? Because they only had a glimpse of the Messiah back then. So you think that when we hear that Jesus preached to the prisoners or captives, whatever Peter referred to them as, that they just had to basically solidify that confession or solidify that, that faith in them? I don't know.
I think that's possible, but I also think that, because everyone's been saved the same exact way,
right?
By putting trust in God. So even before Jesus, they were saved by putting their trust in God and the promised Messiah to come.
Right.
After Jesus, we're all still saved by putting our trust in God.
Right.
He just happened to manifest himself in human form, but it's still placing our trust in Jesus, who is God.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
We're saved the exact same way, but it's possible. It's possible that he went and preached the gospel and it was signed, sealed, and delivered. But I don't know. Never dug into it.
Made me want to dig into it.
You can. I'm probably not.
At least you keep it at 100.